No, I didn't. I totally didn't even intend to do another table one back to back.
We're
But
kicking it off with all the tables. Yeah. Which one you got here?
yeah, I've got. So this was a suggestion from Tom McDermott, and for the tabulate package, and I this is not for. It's not intended for Jupyter stuff. It's intended for just standard out sort of things. So you want to pretty printy tabular data in Python for a command line utility. I've been using this for years, and so I was like, "Oh, I'm sure we've covered this, and I looked it up, and I don't think we have, or at least I can't
I
find it.
don't remember us covering it either, and it's really sweet. It's like it generates nice formatted tables, but in ASCII. So like before I said, side table is awesome if you're going to be doing this within Jupyter. But this is like if you're doing it within just a terminal command line app.
Yeah, so you just have by default you've just got like a matrix of like a list of lists or a list of tuples or something, and to represent the rows, and you just want to print it with tabulate. It just does it automatically, but you can also I usually use it with headers, so you pass in the headers separate. So header information, and by default it just prints stuff out with prints the headers and then dashed lines and then your columns underneath. And it's just, but it also like spaces it correctly because actually that trying to get that right by yourself by hand is just a pain to try to figure out how wide
Yeah.
things are supposed to be and whatever. So this just does it. And it's
Not
great.
only does it do it by text, like the example that you have in the show notes really illustrates like the nuance here. So it's got a list of planets, their radius and masses. And for the sun, it has it in scientific notation like 1.989 times 10 to the ninth. And then for the other ones, it's like 5,973.6. It aligns the decimal places, not all to the right. It's glorious.
Yeah, and then so the alignment is neat, and I really appreciate that. So you have control over some of your number formatting and your alignment, but also if you're outputting for different things, there are multiple different formats including like a simple Markdown type table, but it also does GitHub flavored Markdown tables and pipes that just look nice if they just kind of make it look like boxes. And there's Jira style and MediaWiki and HTML and just plain if you don't want any sort of stuff in between, just spaces in between. It looks nice.
That's cool. So you could like output this in Jira format and like paste it into a Jira issue as like, here's what we're doing now, or here's the problem, or here's the data.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool.
So it's a good one if you're keeping track of tables. So anyway.
Yeah. Wow.
Another good thing is all the stuff that you and I have to offer people to learn more information.
Yeah, absolutely. We have the podcast, but we also have other things as well.
Yeah, so if you want to support what we're doing, one of the things you can do is become a Patreon supporter. So there's a link on the page where you can throw a couple bucks at us a month if you want. But also, I've got a book. If anybody was not aware of that, there's a PyTest book that helps.
You've written a PyTest book?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I did. And
it's good. I really like it.
Another podcast called Test and Code. I'd love to have more people go check that out and suggest what you want. So I'd like to have people tell me about what other topics should be covered there.
Yeah.
You also offer quite a few learning opportunities for people.
Yeah, absolutely. The main thing for me, if you want to support me, like obviously we have the Patreon and that's great, but if you want to support us and get something back, you could take one of our courses over at Talk Python Training. We're doing all sorts of cool stuff there. We've got like 120 hours of Python courses and exercises beyond that. But we recently just kicked off a cohort thing where people can go through as groups. So that's something I'm trying to put together, and it will probably be more opportunities to do that as well. So yeah, check it out if you want to learn Python. That's where I recommend people go.
I want to bring something up about your courses. There's a lot of the courses that are there's a lot of content there, and it's wonderful information. One of the things I really love, especially in this this working from home environment where I don't often have a lot of time is the way you've broken up all the courses into little tiny pieces. So there's a table of contents, so you can go through the course and see what you've seen and see what you haven't, but you can keep track of what you haven't. And there's often just, if you've got like 3 to 5 minutes, you can fit in a little extra video.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Like
That's awesome.
You've done that.
Yeah, I really want to try to make the courses have meaning as a reference afterwards as well. And like, nobody wants to go back and scan a 30-minute video for that 30-second clip you're looking for.